Today's video is entitled Bernstein's Putter in honor of Nikolai Bernstein, who is the father of biomechanics. He wasn't a golfer to my knowledge, but he did study the motions in laborers in order to find out how to make them more productive. And he used blacksmiths to study who were using hammers and chisels and studying the motion in the joints and how they were able to more successfully do their jobs. So he realized that it's the central nervous system that controls our motor functions here and gives our muscles direction how to move, but they don't do that perfectly the first time. They have to learn how to do that. And he said that the central nervous system will functionally freeze the degrees of motion in certain joints in order to learn how to successfully perform the task. That's similar to putting training wheels on a bicycle until your nervous system understands and is able to control your balance. So we have a lot of freedom in range of motion in the joints and muscles here. And so it's similar to, if you can imagine what an automobile would be like if all four wheels moved independently, you just wouldn't be able to drive a car. But so we have the rear wheels moving in one direction, and then the two front wheels are controlled by one steering wheel. So reducing the degrees of freedom and motion in the mechanical joints there. So Bernstein said that the central nervous system would learn how to control these motor skills, and so you could produce repetitive, consistent motion. But the central nervous system apparently isn't able to control the putting stroke in a lot of golfers, and so we should look to a way to restrict the degrees of freedom of motion in the joints to get more successful in our putting. And golfers do that by using various grips, using a lead hand low or an arm lock grip or claw or pencil to reduce the degrees of freedom in the joints. But really that is only addressing some of the motion in the wrists. But really, there are lots of other sources for motion. That's what Bernstein discovered, that even small movements in certain joints or muscles can throw off the task. And so when we're putting, we are involved from the ground up. So we've got knee joints, ankle joints, hip joints, shoulders, elbows, and wrists. So motion in any one of these areas, a small amount of motion can throw it off. So way to functionally freeze our degrees of freedom in the joints is to use the DynAlign system, which is a comprehensive technique to stabilize motion in all the major joints using soft end range and opposing forces. So this is a pre-shot routine rather than aiming a putter first and then building a stance, where you'll notice the players are all very careful about this because that's evidence that their system is fragile. So with the DynAlign system, we're going to get very active with our muscles and joints here and get them stabilized, and then we'll aim the putter as the final step, because we can have a much more stable arc putting stroke if we properly prepare the joints. So in order to learn this, there are videos on the Recast channel here that will show you how to do this. It's a pre-shot routine that we do before we aim the putter, and then we aim the putter as the final step before we put the putter into motion. And then we can be more successful in our task. You know, our central nervous system is very sophisticated. It can control a lot of motion. In putting, it can be successful. We all can't be Cam Smith in our putting strokes, but some days Cam Smith isn't Cam Smith. So if you'd like to learn more about this, visit the other videos in my Recast channel, and I have Zoom lessons available, and you can reach more in DynAlignGolf.com, find out more about this system. So good luck with your putting. Thanks for watching.